Me looking at this whole Pascal Siakam situation, I was expecting like, hey, we've seen guys, stars in the league, like Donovan Mitchell a year ago going for like 3 first round picks and salary filler and a decent player as well and turning out in Larry Markkinen. We've seen like the star players, they go for 3 picks, a good player, and salary filler. So I'm thinking Siakam, whatever your thoughts are on him, this is a 2-time All-NBA player. This is a 2-time All-Star. This is clearly a star in this league. He may not be a first-option caliber, but even guys that are not first-option caliber are going for that 3-pick good player salary filler. So I'm thinking, hey, for Siakam, I get it. There's 1 year left on his contract. Same could be said for Drew Holiday, who when he went to the Bucks, he was on a 1 year. I believe he had 1 year left on his contract, but seeing as there was a 1 year left on his deal, I understand toning that down a little bit. But it's going to have to be a good young player, 2 picks, and salary filler at least, or so I thought. But all the conversations now coming out about Pascal Siakam are that he is going to be going for way less than that, and that is a significant problem here of what the trade could look like. So I found an interesting article here that I want to pull up. I haven't looked at it yet, and we're going to blind react to this article. It's an article from Raptors Rapture where they go through 5 potential trades for Pascal Siakam, and we're going to see which ones, if I were the Raptors, would I take, and I think these trades are going to go through. So shout out to Raptors Rapture posting this article. Mike Luciano for writing the article, writes a lot of stuff here. Some good stuff comes out from this site. My editor can put this link in the description as well for you guys to check out on your own. But the first one here, right into it, is the Hawks. And this is the most likely team, it seems, to trade for Pascal Siakam, the team that wants him the most. And it's along the lines of what I was thinking the trade would be when I spoke about it in videos and streams as well. So the Hawks get Pascal Siakam. DeJounte Murray's off the table. As of now, Kobe Buffkin can't get traded. He can't get traded until August 2nd. So the trade would be Siakam for DeAndre Hunter, Onyeka Okongwu, AJ Griffin, and a first-round pick in 2024. So nice to get a pick for next season because we already traded ours away. DeAndre Hunter's a good player, though questioned about the fit, but I like the player, so I like it. If the Raptors don't get Onyeka Okongwu in this deal, we have a serious problem. Like, he has to be in this deal. And AJ Griffin's a great young player. So overall, like, you're only getting 1 pick here, but AJ Griffin is as good as a first-round pick. He was a first-round pick a year ago. I'd take Okongwu over a first-round pick. And again, DeAndre Hunter, a great player. So as far as the value here, I don't think you're going to get much better than this. I wonder if Atlanta is willing to part with as much as this. I feel like they'd want to go Saddiq Bey here instead of AJ Griffin, but I like this deal a lot. Wondering what the trade situation will be, but let's see what's next here on the list. The Pacers have all of a sudden entered the mix for Siakam as well. And what the trade could look like here is Siakam going to the Pacers. They want to start being more competitive. And in return, the Raptors get Buddy Hield, Andrew Nembhard, Daniel Tice, some salary, and a 2024 and 2026 first-round pick. The 26 being top 10 protected. At that point, I think the Pacers will not be a bottom 10 team. But Buddy Hield, salary, good for 1 year. 1 year contract, expiring contract. I like that. Andrew Nembhard looks great, and he started Summer League very well. I'd be really happy to have him as a long-term point guard, whether it's as a backup or even if he develops into a starting point guard at some point. Daniel Tice is bleh. Don't really need him. But overall, this one, it's pretty good. I'm not sure this is quite enough. But I feel like as well, I've a very, very high valuation for Pascal Siakam, as I said originally. So that's what makes this one a little bit tough as well. Let's take a look at number 3 here, and it's to a Western Conference team. This is a team that has had interest in Siakam for quite a while now, and it's the Sacramento Kings. So this is one I think could really go down. But this is not the trade that I would want to go down. So the Raptors would get Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter. Harrison Barnes has signed a contract. I don't believe he's eligible to be traded. Along with a 25 first-round pick and a 27 first-round pick. So 2 picks, I like it. Kevin Huerter, I like it. I think that's a great shooting guard to add to this team. If you're trading with the Kings, I think you got to get Keegan Murray. I don't think you can do this deal if you don't get Keegan Murray. You got to take Keegan Murray off of them. Harrison Barnes, I'm not interested in paying Harrison Barnes $54 million over the next 3 years. So for me, I'm completely out on this one. The Kings deal would have to be Huerter, Murray, David Mitchell, PJ Dozier, and 1 or 2 picks. I think 1 pick, and that's, 1 pick there. But for me, the Kings deal has to be Keegan Murray, David Mitchell, nice point guard, maybe, Kevin Huerter, and then salary filler. That could be Kessler Edwards or PJ Dozier, and then a pick. I don't know if they go for that. I don't think they go for that, but that's what it'd have to be for me. Another one interested in Siakam potentially, a team that is ready to start contending, and this might be an additional piece that helps them get there. It would be the Memphis Grizzlies. And in return for Siakam, we would get Luke Kennard, Zaire Williams, Brandon Clark, Canadian, a 2024 first-round pick via Golden State, not that valuable, but at least a first, and a top 10 protected pick in 2027. So off the bat, Luke Kennard's a shooter, but like we're talking about Pascal Siakam here. We're getting 2 not-so-great picks. I like Brandon Clark, but he's likely not a starting caliber player. I like him as a bench player a lot. I like him as like a 6th, 7th man quite a bit. He could evolve into a starter. Zaire Williams, a solid young player, but this isn't too enticing for me, especially with the other offers that are probably going to be in play. I don't think this is quite enough for me to be excited about this trade. So I think ultimately we're out. So let's go to the last one, what it could look like. And if the Pelicans want to go really all in on forwards, I think with respect to Mr. Luciano wrote this article, I think 5 huge trades sounds a lot better than 4 huge trades because this one just doesn't work. Siakam for McCollum in a first. Raptors don't want McCollum. The Pelicans don't need another forward. They already have a shortage of point guard or of guards in general. So I don't see why they would want to move CJ McCollum and their first to do this. Value-wise, I don't like it for the Raptors anyway. I guess it's an interesting thought here because it's the Pelicans upgrading. But this is just not one that I would want to get involved with. What I would like to see, I really do like that offer from the Hawks, that mock trade from the Hawks. I like the potential of what the Kings could do as well. But ultimately, I think that the bigger thing that we need to discuss with Siakam is the front office, Raptors management, 5 months ago. What are we? July now? 5 months ago? Committed to this team being a winner. And specifically, committed to being a winning team with Pascal Siakam as our best player. And in that commitment, they sacrificed a draft pick for the 2024 season. So we don't have any fallback on the season if we regress. We don't have the fallback of a draft pick unless we are bad enough to be a bottom 6 team, which when Barnes is on your team, when Anunoby's on your team, when Pirtle's on your team, Gary Trent, all these solid players, all these good players, you're likely not going to be in that area. So 5 months after making that commitment, we're now so scared of the future that we're willing to likely take a reduced offer to get rid of Pascal Siakam before we get the threat of an extension, not being able to sign an extension for the player. So that's the big thing here. We're being handcuffed in this situation. It's the front office putting us in these handcuffs. They put themselves in these handcuffs by making that trade, which we all really knew at the time didn't make a lot of sense. So lately I've been feeling, I consider myself, in the full spectrum of, this being the most optimistic you can be on the team, like too optimistic, stupidly optimistic. This being the most pessimistic, right? And my fat nose being in the middle. If this was the most optimistic, I consider myself usually around here, a little bit beyond halfway, just wanting to think good things are going to happen, but trying to keep in reality as well. But lately, I feel like I've been trending towards this side, where I'm getting a little bit pessimistic with this team. And all my videos, I feel like, are negative on this team, which is it really sucks to feel this way. But like, as always with my videos, I'm always trying to keep it real with my thoughts. And my thoughts right now, I feel like the Joker. All I have are negative thoughts because we've been put in this ugly situation by the front office. And it seems like the only way to fix this ugliness is doing something even uglier, because either we ride out this season, we have OG and Siakam on expiring contracts because neither of them have any reason to extend this summer. So we have 2 absolutely massive free agents who both may fetch max contracts in the offseason, or we rip off the Band-Aid and we lose Pascal Siakam for less than we should. So this whole situation is terrible. And both things you can do here are bad. So there's no winning formula, but this is the position that we put ourselves in. This is where we have led ourselves to. We have nobody to blame but ourselves, and it could turn into an ugly trade involving Pascal Siakam. So that is a damn shame. I hate to be this guy, being all pessimistic, but I don't think I have a choice here. I don't.